Hello, everyone, and welcome to PlayStation Access. My name is Rosie, and I am joined today. I'm very lucky. I am joined today by three members of Ad Hoc Studios, who are the developers behind the fantastic narrative adventure game Dispatch. Guys, would you like to introduce yourself and tell our lovely audience what it is you do at Ad Hoc?
My name is Dennis Lenart, and I'm one of the co-founders at Ad Hoc and also director at the studio and on Dispatch.
I'm Charles Marcolim. I'm lead game designer on Dispatch and been working on Ad Hoc for a while. Yeah.
I'm Mayanna, and I was one of the writers on Dispatch. Yeah.
And
Coupe.
writers and...
Oh, right. And I voiced Coupe. Right.
Just that little thing on the side.
Right. I voiced Coupe. Thanks for reminding me.
Great start over there.
Oh my God.
But you're just like, oh my God, how did I forget?
My girl, no.
But we're going to have just a really fun chat since this game is a narrative adventure and so many people I know have been playing it and everyone seems to be talking about it, rightfully so, because it's fantastic. We're going to go through 5 key decisions, which I've based on basically what my friends have said to me when I've reached a certain point and they've said, have you done this? Have you done this? Like, what did you choose? So we're going to go through 5 key choices in the game and we're just going to be talking about what we think of the sort of stats that you get at the end of each episode saying you and a certain percentage of players have voted this. And also I will be saying the names of each episode at the beginning, so if you are cautious of spoilers, then you can have a clear distinction of which choices in each episode, and you can hopefully come back to this once you've played it yourself, because highly recommend that you play this without any prior knowledge of what's happening. So, are we ready for the first choice?
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
The first choice from episode 1, and also I hope you don't mind, you're going to be judging me based on my first playthrough of this game, but the first choice in episode 1 is that myself and 54% of players kissed Blazer.
Yes.
Well, did you guys? Yes. Were you feeling the energy when you kissed Blazer?
I'm trying to remember what I did. I think I did kiss Blazer on my first official playthrough of the finished game. I feel like the game wants you to do it. I feel like there's music. There's pink lights behind Blazer. That's just romance stuff, baby. You know, and we tricked you. We tricked you good.
It's interesting because I like that this one has a pretty clear split in the middle, because I think people on both sides are usually pretty adamant that their position is right. Like, yeah. There's obviously there's a percentage of folks where you just put romance on screen and they want to lean in because it's a fantasy game they're playing. But I've also seen a lot of folks on the other side that feel it's inappropriate. Like, we just met, or I really like her and I don't want to be too forward. And they think that anyone who actually does kiss her is like a horrible person. So it's really funny to see how opinionated folks get about this one.
Yeah. Charles, what did you do? Or what would you do?
I never not kiss her. And because after I found out episode 2 ending with that music, it's so much better. It's such a bigger cliffhanger for me. So I never not picking that just because of that, you know.
Oh, you literally based your decision on, but the music in the scene is so good.
Yeah, the phenomenon's gonna kill you vibe. It's such a fun thing to play around. And I know it came kind of late, right, Dennis? I don't remember having that. Yeah.
It was... that music cue. I mean, we just pulled it from another. It was I think that one was actually just an unused track at the time. And we were going through trying to just beef up moments, and that one felt like a good opportunity to do a conditional thing and sort of change the tone of the scene based on whether you kissed her or not. Yeah.
I think it's a really interesting one as well, because it is literally in episode 1 and you have literally just met Blonde Blazer. It really is, Dennis, like you were saying, the situation of, is it too soon? Should I make this forward move? So I think everyone completely agrees with you, and probably why it's on 54% of other players. It's so close to the half margin.
Yeah, and we had, God, what is it? In episode 5, I think we added an extra dialogue choice because we were assuming that if folks, I think originally it was assumed that if you got that choice and you ended up leaning in for the kiss with Blonde Blazer, that you were on the Blonde Blazer romantic path. Mm-hmm. And then in playtesting and just talking to sort of friends and family who are going through the game, started realizing that there was a lot of people who were into Blazer but they thought it was too forward, and they thought they were going to ruin the relationship by moving so fast with her in episode 1. And so we had to kind of pull back and actually create a new choice for folks who were potentially on the path for romance, but like just, we're trying not to be too forward about it. So yeah, play testing. It works.
Yes, it
Play
does.
testing. Good stuff, that, isn't it? On to the next choice. In episode 3, myself and 37% of other players cut Sonar rather than Coupe from the Z team. This was a huge decision because I think everyone doesn't want either team member to go. I think that's why this one is so
depends on who you
big.
ask.
I don't know. What would you pick?
I mean, well, yeah, I can't. I'm exempt. I'm biased immediately. I think if I was, I will say this as a gamer, whenever there's an option between a male or a female choice, I usually, for solidarity reasons, will choose the female option. So I probably would have cut Sonar because I would have rather kept like another woman on my team. But that's just me personally. Overall, the stats as they are clear, everybody loves Sonar, which is fine.
He's just got a weird giant bat head.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
I love when people are struggling with because they get the first hero to fly, right? And he's between basically Coupe and Sonar.
Yeah.
So people are always like, did I give the person that I didn't want to cut like the power, right? And that was
Flight
always
license.
yeah.
People thought that if you like cut Sonar, that then Coupe would be able to fly. Is that what you're saying? Or
Well, because there's a choice in the dispatch section in 3, right before you have to cut someone, where Blazer's like, we can give someone a flight license, and then they can fly in the field, and then people will usually send, there's like 3 options you could send.
Whoever's
Sonar or
available,
Flambe.
basically, right?
Yeah, whoever's
Yeah.
available, and then you give them the flight license, and then if you fire them, then you lose the flight license, which is really funny.
I chose to keep Coupe because from a gameplay mechanic,
Thank you.
I used her a lot because she was the speedy one. So I was like, many options need motivation. And I had like Invisigal who was building up her intelligence. So from a stats perspective, I just thought, okay, I think I'm going to have to keep Coupe. And it made sense because even at the end when it says your most played hero, it was her. So I was like, it would have been very weird if suddenly I was just like, bye.
You've been great. You're fired. Yeah.
Well, and we that choice in particular, the setup for it was something we talked about for a long time because sometimes in playtests people had no clue that choice was coming between those two characters, and when it popped up they thought, oh man, I forget who I just spent most of my time in the last couple episodes sending out on shifts and leveling up, because they're still getting to know the team.
Yeah.
And so we talked for a bit about when that choice comes up, being able to open like the dossier and kind of look at all your stats and look at how the balance between all your characters, and ultimately it ended up stepping on the emotion of the moment because it just took it and made it a purely like math decision for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we really wanted it to just feel like you're in the seat and more of just thinking about the characters themselves, and maybe again it's like one of them is so entertaining, or one of them is so cool, or one of them is more dangerous, or one of them I could see being really helpful in a future shift. So just get all those pieces flying around in your head, and then you just got to make a call and live with it. So
well, that's how I feel. I feel like from an immersion standpoint that bolsters that like you are in Robert's shoes, because it's like if you were Robert and you were like, let me go look at all their files real quick, I'll be right back.
I'll be right back. Yeah.
He's like, give me one second.
Third choice. Yeah.
Can I have till tomorrow? What?
Yep.
No, the papers are here. You have to pick right now.
They're right
It's like,
here.
Please, no.
In my dark, dimly lit office to imply that it is serious.
That's when you know it's serious, when the only light is on the paper.
On the paper.
Next choice from episode 4. Myself and 37% of players had dinner with Blonde Blazer rather than going to the cinema with Invisigal.
Yeah, I like that choice because you get a very key piece of information about Blazer that if you don't go on the date with her, you don't find out till the very end of the game, which is that she's got this cool amulet and that she's brunette.
And a couple
Big
inches
secret.
shorter.
And she's an inch shorter, exactly. I like I'm both all romances are valid. I like the date scene just because I think like it's fun to get to spend more time with Mandy. And I think the framing of the scene is really nice. I think the location's really nice. I think the tree and the pink leaves and the light, like it's just a very lovely scene. So glad you got to experience it. It's a nice time.
Yeah. I wonder how much of that is influenced by the I don't know, I don't want to call it anti-Blazer movement that we experienced during the release of the game, but the internet had very strong opinions about Blazer eventually would turn into a villain because she's so caring and thoughtful and nice, and it just, in this modern world we can't have nice things, so clearly she must actually be the villain. So I know a lot of folks sort of leaned away, and then at the end felt bad, and then there was like a petition floating around online of
justice for Blazer.
It's really funny.
She was who she says she was.
So really, people like just didn't trust her heroicness. They thought she was going to turn evil, so they were like, no, I'm not risking dating her or anything. Wow.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even think that was an option.
Which is funny because Missy does betray you. They're like, I'm going for the girl who obviously won't betray me, gets betrayed.
I know, don't get me started on that. I was like, I couldn't believe it.
I know.
It's funny because I'm a Invisigal since like we were just reading the scripts, right? So I knew people were wrong, but I was still upvoting them. Talking trash Blazer. I was still like,
you gotta throw him off the trail.
Yeah, exactly. Comment, she will backstab us for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
You were there, Charles, just being the anonymous user, being like, no, I think you're completely right. Yeah, no, don't trust Blazer. You never know what could happen.
You should bet money on it. You and your friends should get together and do a pool where you bet real money on it. That's what you should do because you're so right.
Oh, I love it. But on to the fourth choice. In episode 5, myself and 36% of players told the Z team that I was just Robert.
Ooh. Okay, I'm so curious. Why? What motivated that choice for you?
Well, for me, it was because, I just grew so close with the team. And I felt as if, even though I was Mecha Man, I felt as if my relationship with the Z team was just me being Robert. It wasn't me being Mecha Man, like I'm superhero and stuff. It was just me, like as Robert, just caring. Like,
I'm Robert.
People. I was like, that's the thing. I'm just Robert. Like it doesn't matter if I was Mecha Man. What matters is right now I am Robert. Like I've just been my authentic self to you guys. It doesn't matter what my other identity was. It was Robert, and I will say I was actually super happy because. Sometimes in narrative adventures, when you pick a selection, you think, oh, please communicate what I mean when you select the option. If someone says, oh, I'm disappointed, then the character goes, oh, I'm disappointed in you, rather than
yeah.
But Robert actually responded in the exact way that I was hoping, where he genuinely was like, it doesn't matter who I was, I am just Robert. So I was like, thank you so much. And everyone was happy and then introducing themselves. So I feel like, again, none of the answers were like, a right or a wrong one, but...
Was there any percentage that was just the fear of the team rebelling against you if you said you were Mecha Man, or like maybe Flambe specifically? Or was it just purely like the rationale you just said where it was like, I'm just, I am Robert, I'm the guy, I'm not, the robot?
I think there was, especially with Flambe, that there was that thing of like, oh my God, he's going to lose it when he finds out. But in all honesty, that wasn't really my motivator for my choice, because I thought even if I told them, I would have hoped that our bond had got so strong and we'd been working together so well. And we literally just came out of a bar fight, where we were literally defending each other with our lives and stuff like that. So I would have hoped that even if I said I'm Mecha Man, that it would have been like, a shock, but they would have been understanding. So, like, even for me, I think just saying that I was just Robert was purely because I was like, this is, just authentically me. This isn't me being
I love
superhero
that.
mecha man. It was just me being Robert, and it's like, look, I'm being real with you guys. This is who I am. And I love you all.
Aw, I love that. I love that read on it too, because I think that it is like part of the identity that Robert is struggling with isn't just like I'm the superhero and I'm hiding it, but it's also like, who do I identify with now as I'm kind of making peace with the idea that, like, as far as he knows at that point, there's a chance that I may never be Mecha Man again. So that is a really interesting, I mean, because, we get so locked in, obviously, with like, well, obviously you tell them you're Mecha Man because like you're hiding this big secret from them. But that's like so fun to hear that like the other interpretation of it is like, who am I in terms of like, what do I value at this point in my life is really, really cool.
That is a nice version of it too. Because I think a lot of people, I should say a lot of people, some percentage of those people acknowledge they're like, I'm a coward. I'm taking the easy way out. Like I don't want to start anything with the team. Like it seems like it's going well. So
that's so funny.
Yours is fun though. That's a good.
There was always that little feeling in the back of my head being like, oh, I am also meant to keep my identity a secret. Like I'll be honest and say that, but the main motivation was just the fact that it was just like, this is me. This is me.
Nice.
How you all doing?
Nice.
How about you, Charles?
Like
awesome.
Did you have a preference, Charles?
Yeah, always because of some random bad thing, which is the look on Busy's face when she's putting the taco sauce when she looks at you. She does that if you say Robert, if I'm not mistaken, right? So after I found that out, I just picked that because she does, instead of just looking at the taco, she does this. I was like, that's enough reason.
Perfect.
I love, Charles, how your whole motivation is like, it's the music that's great. It's like you get the look from Visi as well. You're just very much focused on like, I want those key moments.
I'm with you, Charles. You're doing it right.
It is interesting because, obviously on the developer side, like you've played every branch 500 times and nothing means anything anymore. So you're just kind of picking, you got to find those little moments like Charles, where you're like, oh, I chose this choice once and there was a funny look, or an interesting beat. And it's like when you're playing through, you're just choosing something and you're like, oh, I'll get that little funny moment. Like that's fun because we don't really have canon playthroughs of our own. Like I've been asked that a bunch and I'm like, there's no, helps build every piece. So I can't have an objective viewpoint. So for me, my canon playthrough will be when my wife and mother-in-law play through. So whatever they do is basically me seeing it for the first time all the way through as someone experiencing it.
Will you be like, having any choices yourself, do you think, during their playthrough, or you literally just taking a backseat and you're like, take it away, guys?
Shut up and let them do their thing and then judge them for it. So
silently judge how we all experience. Yeah. And then the final key choice that we have for you today is in episode 7, myself and 31% of other players agreed to cut Invisigal from the Z team.
Dang. Yeah. I mean, that's it and Malevola makes a great point in that scene, which is like you cut one of us for far less to set a standard. And so like where's the energy now that it's this person that you might care about in a way more than the rest of the team? And it's like, yeah, you got to choose the team, or like in your case, it's like I choose what we're building rather than prioritizing giving this person who has continued to play in our faces.
But I'm in love with her, Mayanna. I'm in love.
Yeah, but she's my wife. Yeah.
Shut up. She's my wife.
She's my wife. I think I did when I played through my playthrough on my stream, I did choose to not cut her because I knew what was coming. But it's hard, right? Because it is like, man, I really don't want to keep showing favoritism to this gal, but she needs us. I don't know. It's tricky. And again, so many people love Visi, and I'm glad that people love Visi because that is, the rehabilitation of the program is what the Phoenix program stands for, and it is challenging because she does challenge that at every opportunity of like, how much are you willing to forgive her? It
is nice that the majority of folks potentially err on the side of forgiveness and understanding, which usually I would not expect in these choices.
Yeah.
Well, what is fun is that you just counterpointing the thing that you cut the other hero. You also forgive him, right? If you save Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So you could forgive
But that's
everyone.
at the end.
I know.
That's at the end, right? Yeah. Because it's like you don't even have an opportunity to forgive them until after you've gone through this choice branch and stuff. It's hard to, I mean, I got here after all of these big choices happened, so I can just objectively look at it and be like, these are really good and challenging choices because I wasn't involved in it, and be like, good job, guys. You did good.
You did good. I will say it was another incredibly tough one because even when I was playing like as Robert, I did not want to, cut Vizzy from the team at all. But again, at the time, I was like, no, I'm their team leader, and this is the team who have pretty much all agreed that this is the thing. So I was like, so I've got to support my team's decision. It can't just all be like me. I'm the leader. I'm going to do what I like. And I was just going to hope then that Invisigal understood or forgave me as well. But it was an incredibly tough pick.
I'm curious, at the end of your playthrough where you did all these choices, was Vizzy evil or was she good at the end?
So, right, okay. I was genuinely very sad because, yes, she went evil, but the whole game I was like, I forgive you. And I said, like, in the locker room, I was like, I care for you. But again, I was really happy because it wasn't I care for you as in I fancy you. It was like, I care for you as a friend and I mean you well and you have become my friend. So I was really hoping that, from me supporting Vizzy and caring for Vizzy throughout the whole game, and then literally at the end when I didn't even get a chance with Shroud, like literally I got Beef back and Beef came back, and then literally Vizzy just popped up and was like wha-bam, and I was like oh my god, and then I didn't even realize that it was like the evil ending until the stats come up at the end, because even then you're thinking like, did she do that to be heroic in her own way? Like,
stabbing people in the neck is a really heroic thing to do.
The piece at the end in the stat screen where we essentially show like the split screen video of like she could have been good or could have been bad was put in like 3 days, I think, before the episode came out as like a way to try and message to folks that there was another way things could have ended, because there's certain playthroughs where you don't understand, like you're saying, it's like she takes the mask and you maybe don't realize that she's taken the villain path, and that there could have been a version where she was just good. Because I think sometimes, especially with these choice-based games, like folks get an ending and they just assume like cynically like, oh, well, I guess, no matter what, it would have trunked down to that. Like that's what everyone got. And so we're trying to show you like, no, there was another version of this. And that's weirdly a place where we see some people in streams and things get to there and go, oh, what? And you're like, okay, good. I'm glad that's there so that you could at least realize that there was stuff going on behind the scenes.
No, definitely. Because even then on my second playthrough, that's been like the pure Vizzy support run. I've been like, no, I love you. I'm going to the cinema with you. I'm like, what do you want?
Sour Patch Kids.
Yeah, Sour Patch Kids. I got them. Eat all of them.
Have them, please. Bucket of corn. Let's go.
But literally, but even now I'm still nervous because in the moment where like Blood Blazer's putting on a dress and you get to pick which is like, how do you think I look? I genuinely was like, even from I was like, you look incredible, because she does look incredible.
Yeah.
And then when I think Vizzy at one point says like, I wish you'd look at me like you look at Blonde Blazer just once. So I was like, no, I'm looking at you.
I'm looking at you so hard, Queen. I'm looking at you right now. I'm looking at you right now.
I'm looking at you right now. Please love me. Please. So I'm really hoping that even at the end of this current playthrough I'm doing, that hopefully she will be
amazing.
Nicer.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
So funny.
Charles, did you have anything to add about the cutting the Vizzy from the Z team?
Not really. I would just let you know that also sending her up on shifts and leveling up interferes with her becoming evil or not. So don't forget.
Does it?
Also do that. Yeah.
I was going to mention that too. Is like, you're like, oh, I'm choosing all these choices for this desired outcome, but then you also have to not ignore her in the shifts as well and show her the love there.
No way. Oh my gosh. Now I'm thinking about my second playthrough and I'm like, how often did I use her? I thought that was just a gameplay element. Didn't think that was going to affect my relationships.
She will show up on shift 8 now that you've forgiven her, right? Or you will. So she will appear on shift 8 on the final shift, on your previous playthrough, she wasn't there, right? Because you cut her. So Maybe you can stack points there.
Get some more of those stats up. I see. Literally, now I'm going to go to a playthrough 3 and be like, oh, so now I'm going to dispatch everyone who I absolutely love and who's going to affect the story.
This is how you know I've never been mean to Vizzy, because I didn't even know she couldn't show up in episode 8.
To be fair, it's so hard to be mean to Vizzy. Like, I love her, bless her. She's so good. All the characters are so good. I literally had someone say, "Who's your favorite hero in the team?" And I was like, I genuinely couldn't pick because they're all fantastic.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a fun
That's
team.
awesome.
Super fun team. Superhero. I'm sorry, that was terrible. But guys, thank you so much for joining me for this fun little chat about key decisions that have been made in Dispatch. I should say as well, these stats are from the end of November to the beginning of December. You know, just as stats change as time goes on, I'm sure more and more people are going to be playing it, and you definitely all should be playing it because it's a wonderful, fantastic game. I've even got people messaging me now being like, "I've just started Dispatch," and I'm like, tell me everything you did.
Awesome.
But yes, thank you all so much for joining me today. And thank you everyone at home for watching. If you liked this video, please feel free to give it a like, subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this, and hit the notification bell so that you stay up to date with everything from the world of PlayStation. Thank you all so much for watching.